talk about an upgrade. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus Reserve. Check this out, this looks amazing. Lincoln, for this model year, has redesigned this vehicle from the ground up, and I think they've done a bonkers job. Today I'll be going on a short road trip, so I figured it's the best opportunity to show you what this new Nautilus offers. The front of the Nautilus features a coast-to-coast LED light bar as daytime running light, which also includes a lit-up Lincoln star. It also shows really cool animations whenever you approach the vehicles or when you walk away from the vehicle after driving. The design of the light bar feels very integrated with the entire design language of the vehicle, which I really like. This Nautilus here features the Jet Appearance Pack, which means that you get slightly different grille, a redesigned front bumper, as well as a lot of black accents. Over to the side, the first thing you'll notice are these big 22-inch rims. They look really good in my opinion, but they might hinder the ride quality just a little bit. If you don't get the Jet Appearance package, you get 21-inch rims as standard. But you also lose out on the black panel here and the black accents around the car. Over on the fender and the door, of course, as with Lincoln traditions, you get the model designation here, and in this case, it shows Nautilus proudly on here. When it comes to the door handles, these are inspired by the Lincoln Continental, which is now discontinued unfortunately, but I think they look really unique and look really cool and keeps the side profile very clean. Lastly, before we move on to the back, one gripe with the design of this vehicle is that the door mirrors, the side mirrors feel a little bit too narrow. I think they need to make it a little bit fatter. The back of the Nautilus also features the light bar design that goes across the vehicle, and it looks very nice at night. The Lincoln badging is actually also hidden within the light bar unit, and the wiper is also hidden underneath the spoiler here. So the overall look is very clean. Opening up the trunk, you get a fantastic amount of room for cargo, as you can see with my backpack here being a size reference. You can also fold down the seats really easily by just pressing these two buttons. Unfortunately, to fold the seats back up, you'd have to do them manually in the second row seats. Now, something to remember is that the Nautilus is only offered as a two-row SUV. If you want to get a third row, you have to get the Aviator. But with that said, the Nautilus is still a relatively big SUV, and it is one of the biggest two-row SUVs on the market. The rear seats in this Nautilus is extremely roomy and extremely comfortable. Lincoln says it offers class-leading second row space with 43 inches of legroom. With this much legroom and this much space in the second row and that much space in the trunk, I definitely think that Lincoln could have done a three-row SUV with the Nautilus easily. But the fact that they didn't just makes this feel that much more prestigious. Now for second row features, you get some USB ports here, you get a huge panoramic sunroof, as well as these heated leather seats that you can recline as well as slide forwards and backwards. One gripe that I have with the interior is that for the carpet mats, there are no hooks to tie them down, so I can just push them forwards and backwards. It doesn't feel very premium, let's put it that way. But in terms of interior colors, you do get a few options for different colors. However, if you option for the Jet Appearance Pack, you're limited to an all-black interior, including this very beautiful black headliner. This vehicle is equipped with the 203A equipment group, meaning that you get the 28-speaker Rebel sound system as well as the 24-way perfect position massaging seats. The massaging seats, in my opinion, are best in class, and the Rebel system also sounds pretty good. Alright, now to the centerpiece of this brand new Lincoln Nautilus, the 48-inch pillar-to-pillar panoramic display. And if that's not enough, you also get a touchscreen, 11-inch touchscreen in the center for most of your controls. The new Lincoln digital experience works fantastic. It's not laggy anymore, it's smooth, it's responsive, and the graphics are also really cool. However, I do have some gripes with this system. Now, although there are some customizations available with the big screens over there, there are only a few widgets to choose from, and they're all not that interesting to use. I wish they implemented more software features to fully utilize the big screen real estate up front. For example, the maps in the big screen is not customizable in any way. You can't zoom in, you can't zoom out, you can't change routes or anything like that. For that, you have to control it through the main screen here, which means that for the most part, the big screen on top feels a little bit redundant because I'm already showing the map here and it shows a second map on the top here. I also have another big complaint about this big screen. There's so much real estate here, there's so much screen here, but the reverse camera and the 360 camera is still just a standard size small screen up front. Like, they could have made it a little bit bigger, especially the 360 camera, which would have been a lot better utilization of this big screen. Alright, before we head out on the road trip, let's talk a little bit about the pricing and the powertrain. For this 2024 model year here in Canada, only the Reserve trim is available and the starting price is around 60,000 Canadian dollars. But this being the fully loaded version of it without the hybrid powertrain, it stands in at about 82,000. In terms of powertrain, you get to choose between two. The first one being a normal gas engine, the other being a hybrid. For this unit here, we have the traditional gas-powered engine, which is a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine that puts out 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. Power is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and all-wheel drive is standard. Alternatively, you can pick the hybrid option for a few $1,000s more. That you get a also similar turbo inline 4-cylinder engine, but paired with electric motors that puts out 310 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. The biggest difference here is that uses an eCVT transmission, but power is also routed to all 4 wheels. Alright, now that I have my massaging seats on and I'm cruising on the highway, let's talk about how it drives. The new Nautilus retains the same formula Lincoln has always had, which is comfort. And I think they've done a pretty good job. In addition to the comfy massaging seats I get right here, I also get things like digital scent and motion air vents, which I think elevates the experience a little bit more. To elaborate, the digital scent is effectively perfume for the cabin, which does smell good, but you do have to replenish them once they run out. The motion air vents are motorized air vents that allows you to cycle through different angles automatically, which also is a great feature. However, the caveat is that you don't get to adjust the air vents manually. You have to adjust it through the digital screen, which I find annoying. In terms of handling, there's not much to speak of. The Nautilus doesn't feel sporty, and it doesn't really need to. Lincoln has never intended the Nautilus to feel sporty. Steering is light, and the steering shape looks weird, but it works fine. It's not like the yoke in the Tesla where it gets really annoying. It's just sort of a more square-ish, smaller steering wheel, but the steering is light enough that it doesn't actually change any of the driving experience. You would expect a little bit more body roll as you would, right, because of the softer suspension and the softer dampers, but the ride quality on the other hand is generally good. I don't feel much difference between the different modes in the adaptive dampers, but overall the suspension is soft and it's comfortable. I do occasionally find that the car feels a little bit floaty on faster speed or bigger bumps. The Nautilus gets the best that Lincoln has to offer when it comes to safety tech. Things like parking sensor, 360 cameras, blind spot warning, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, evasive steering, emergency braking, all are included as standard. The Nautilus that I'm driving here also gets Blue Cruise, which is great. It allows for automated hands-free driving and automatic hands-free lane change. When traffic slows down in front of me, the hands-free driving system adaptive cruise control system slows down the car way ahead of time so that I feel very confident in the braking and the reactions. Like right now, I'm coming up to a slowdown. I'm doing hands-free Blue Cruise driving, and it's slowing down very, very adequately. I don't feel like I'm following the car too closely, and it just slows me down gently, even though it's basically 100 kilometers down to 30 just now. The lane change also works really good in a sense where if during the automated lane change it detects that something is wrong or there isn't enough space or anything like that, it would slowly and surely safely return you to the original lane, which I find very impressed by this new system. Okay, it is now a couple days and about 400 kilometers later, so let's talk about fuel economy. Now, this Lincoln Nautilus somehow managed to do low 7 to mid 7 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway, which is about 32 miles per gallon. This is amazing considering the size of this SUV. I don't know how Lincoln managed to put such efficiency on the highway for such a big footprint of a vehicle, but they did it anyway, so I am definitely impressed. Now, for city driving, it's more in line with the expectations of being at about 11 liters per 100 kilometers. If you want something that's more efficient in the city, you can always opt for the hybrid powertrain, which in that powertrain will drastically improve your in-city fuel economy. To wrap up, this brand new Lincoln Nautilus does a lot of things right. The looks, the lights, the space, the highway fuel economy, Blue Cruise, etc. These are all very impressive features and design language that I really appreciate and really like. However, there are a few things that I think there are room for improvement, and the biggest one being software for the screens. Now, I have so much screen, but not a lot of functions for those screens, and I think Lincoln can improve that. Give me more function, give me more features, give me more customization. I think that would make it much better. It just feels a little bit like I'm having a trial version of the software. But nonetheless, what do you guys think about the brand new Nautilus? Do you guys like it? Do you guys like the looks? Do you guys like the screen? Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.